friends, thanks for joining me. It's Maria Robinson, Stamping Simply with Maria. So in today's card tutorial, we're going to be making a gift card holder or a money holder or a check holder, but it's great for gift giving. And you know, with the month of May and June, there's a lot of, in my family, there's a lot of birthdays, and we have communions and graduations and Mother's Day, Father's Day, you get the idea, birthdays. So a lot of different occasions that I could use these cards for, and they're perfect for gift giving. I mean, the card in itself is like a gift, right? Because it's handmade. But when you put something extra in there, well, that makes it extra special. So I can't wait to get started. Before we get started, though, I wanted to tell you about the free shipping that Stampin' Up! Has on Tuesday, which is the day this video goes live, May 21st, 24 hours. It starts at 12 a.m. Mountain Time. So I'm in the Eastern time zone. I will not be staying up till 2 a.m. to put in an order. So I'll do that later on in the day. But it starts at 2 a.m. 12 a.m. Mountain Time, and it goes through to the end of the day, so 24 hours till 11:59 p.m. If you're doing a phone order, though, keep in mind that Stampin' Up! Is only open, I think their hours are 7 a.m. to 7 p.m., again, Mountain Time. So for me, it would be like 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. Online orders, though, you have 24 hours to do that, so it's much easier that way. If you need help putting in an order, let me know, and I'd be more than happy to help you. So let me turn the camera down, and we'll get started with free shipping. Is for one day, so it's May 21st, which is it's today only, and it's on all orders of $75 or more, and it's before shipping and tax, of course. So once your order hits $75 before shipping and tax, you won't have to pay shipping. So isn't that cool? Now, I do want to point out, if you are interested in getting a paper pumpkin subscription, that's the perfect time to get one because you won't have to pay shipping charges on it. So for $71, you can try the 3-month subscription, and you can pause it anytime you want. But the 3-month subscription is perfect. Then you can add a pack of dimensionals, and you're right there at the $75 mark, because the dimensionals are like $4 and change or something like that. So it's perfect. So that's an idea. For today's card, we are making, this is my sample that I made. So these are just retired papers. When I make samples, I just use retired papers. Much easier for me. And then when you open it, it pops up with your gift card holder. How cool is that, right? This kind of reminds me of, and I don't know if I've ever done them in my videos, but the matchbook card, they're called, because it kind of opens like a matchbook. But this one's got a little added extra in there where you put that little gift card holder. So, all right, let me show you what we're using for that. I am featuring a new stamp die, and this particular one has a hybrid embossing folder. It's called Seaside Wishes, and I'll tell you a little bit more about the hybrid when I'm using it. And we've got some great sentiments here. Love these sand dollars and the what are these called, starfish. They're so cool. I love the different variations of colors in them. So really, really love this set. I've been using this quite a bit, and I think it coordinates perfectly with the Country Woods Designer Series paper. Here, let me show you the designer paper. This comes in 12 by 12. And we've got our A side. So doesn't it look so beachy to you? I think this is perfect for the beach. We've got our B side. Looks like the ocean, right? Some wood tones here. Oh, I guess this could be wood. I mean, it is called Country Woods, right? So isn't that pretty? I just love this. It's so pretty. And let's see, what else do we have? We have this other one with the wood grain. This, oh my gosh. How amazing is this with this kind of like really distressed wood? I love that. And then we have this like Calypso Coral, or I guess Petal Pink more so. And I'll show you the back side of that. Really, really nice. Another wood tone. Then we've got the darker wood. And then we have the gray. So really cool. I love this paper. I think it's perfect for beach themed cards. Okay, so I'm going to need this. I'll put that aside. This I'll put here. The other stamp sets that I am using are Hooray for Surprises. I wanted a sentiment for the inside of my card. This will be a happy birthday card. So it says, hope your birthday is wonderful. And this is Hooray for Surprises. And it also has a coordinating die set, which we will not be using. I'm also using Garden Meadow. I wanted a small sentiment, so this happy birthday is perfect for the front of my card. And I am also using the Happy Little Things dies. This is something new that Stampin' Up! Is doing, and they introduced it with the add-on dies that you can get with your Paper Pumpkin subscription. So these aren't Paper Pumpkin, but they do have some Paper Pumpkin dies that coordinate with the kits, and you can keep using them over and over again with other stamping stamp sets. So, but again, you do have to be a subscriber. Not for this particular one, but those other sets you do. So that's another great perk when you become a Paper Pumpkin subscriber. In addition, when you become a Paper Pumpkin subscriber, I will also send you a pack of gems just to say thank you for subscribing to Paper Pumpkin. And even if you purchase the 3-month subscription to take advantage of the free shipping offer, once you start your subscription, I will get those right out to you. So, okay, so let me show you the pieces that we have. I am using Smoky Slate, and this piece measures 4 1/4 by 11 inches. I have another piece of Misty Moonlight. This one is 3 1/2 by 7 inches. I have my Designer Series paper. This one piece here is 4 inches by 3 1/2. And then this piece is 4 inches by 1 1/2. So what I did is I cut this down to 4 inches by 5 inches. Then I flipped it over to get that 1 1/2 inch piece. I have a piece of basic white, which is 4 inches by 2 3/4. And then lastly, I have, again, I did the same thing with this one. Let's see if I can get this right. Nope, that goes that way. Nope, this goes this way. So again, I cut this at 3 1/4 inches by 5 inches, and then cut this piece off at 1 3/4. So you have a square that's 3 1/4 by 3 1/4, and then one piece that is 3 1/4 by 1 3/4. So if you want to use different paper, you certainly can, you know. All right, so let me start scoring this. I think the most important part of this card is the scoring. So I wanted to do that on camera so you could see where it's scored. So we're going to take the long side, so the 11-inch side, and I want to open my arm and move my ink pads. Okay, so my arm is open on my cutter, and then I want to score this at 3 3/4 inches. So I want to make sure my cutting blade, which is the darker blade, is out of the way. So we'll set this up at 3 3/4, and then I'll close the arm. And then I've got my lighter blade, which is the scoring blade, and you can score that right there, 3 3/4. Move it over now to 9 1/4. So, and you want to do another score line. Okay, we'll set that there. And then I'm taking my 3 1/2 inch piece by 7 inch. Again, I'm putting it on the long side. I've got my blade out of the way. We're going to score this in 2 places as well. This one we're scoring at 2 inches. Close the arm, use the score blade, and then I'm going to move it over to 6 1/2. Now the 6 1/2 mark is right. You probably can't see that, let's see, there's like this little crack over here, and it's right there on the Stampin' Up! Trimmer. Of course, if you're using a different trimmer, that will be different. So we're going to move this to 6.5. And that just gives it like a 1/2 inch score line. Get my blade is out of the way, and I've got my scoring blade here. I can put my trimmer away. I think I'm done with that. All right, so let's take our bone folder so we can burnish these edges. So again, I'm folding this down and this down. And you want to make sure that they meet in the middle, but they don't overlap, which they don't. And then once you're happy with that, use your bone folder to burnish. Give it a nice even press. And do the same thing on the smaller side. Like so. Okay, I'll set that there for a minute. And then on the other one, you want to fold your 1/2 inch or 6.5 inch back, so away from you. We'll burnish that. Then you want to take your 2-inch score line and you're going to fold it upwards. So, like so. All right, so done with the bone folder. Let's start applying these pieces to the front of our card. Where is that? Here it is. Okay. I'll set these here. I want to make sure I have these going in the right direction. Okay, so we'll put that there. All right, let's work with this piece first. So we'll put this piece on the front here, and I've got equal spacing that I'm looking for on all 4 sides. So let's add that on with some liquid glue. Or maybe we should do this with this. I think we'll do that. How's that? Do a little different. So I'm just adding, let's see, there's some dry glue on the end. I call those glue boogers. Oh, maybe there's dry glue on the inside too. I know what's going to happen as soon as I press too hard. So let me, I've got my silicone craft sheet here, and maybe I'm out of glue. That could be possible too. All right, let me go get another glue. I have my other glue here, but let me show you something. So I have this little pin, and sometimes the glue just gets stuck right up on top there. So I'll put a pin in here and just kind of go up and down a little. See, now it's coming out, so I think it should be fine. Let me just put it on the craft mat again. Wipe that off. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so we had glue, and I thought I had glue because it felt a little heavy. I'm just going to put the silicone craft sheet to the side so that I don't get glue anyplace, and we'll put the pin with that. All right, so we are back in business. Okay, so I'll just add a little glue. Yeah, there we go. There we go. Sometimes it just gets clogged on the inside as well. So we'll look for equal spacing. Okay, we'll press that down, and then we'll do the same with this bottom piece. And notice how I'm just doing, I mean, it looks like a lot of glue, but it's really not, because they're just very thin spider lines. Again, looking for equal spacing on all sides. When I'm happy with the placement, we'll wiggle it around a little bit, and then we'll give it a little press. Like so. All right, so we can put this aside for a minute. Let me add these pieces. So with this piece, you want to come up, so you'll have like space down here, but this is going to be glued onto that, so you won't see that. So you're looking for equal spacing on the top, the left, and the right on this piece. And then we get stuck again here. Okay, yep, there was a little, sometimes it gets little air bubbles too. You know what? We're not going to fight with this anymore. Let's just get the new one that I have. There we go. So again, equal spacing, top, left, and right. So. And then we'll add this piece to the front. We'll do a little stamping, a little embossing while these pieces finish drying. And I want this bottom piece especially to dry before I do my circle punch in here. So I'm going to put this over to the side, close up my glue. Let us do some stamping. I've got my basic white and it measures 2 3/4 by 4 inches. Yes, okay. All right, so what are we going to do? So the inside sentiment, I want to use hope your birthday is, what does it say? Wonderful. Sometimes I can't read them backwards. So I'm going to use Smoky Slate to stamp that. Okay. So, and I need a piece of scrap paper. You know what? I'm just going to stamp it on my mat here. Okay, so that looks good. Let me wipe that before I stick my arm in it. The mat that I'm using is basically a piece of grid paper and it's been laminated. All right, so now that we see that that's good, let's stamp that right in the center. Okay. Perfect. And then I'm going to stamp my happy birthday in the same Smoky Slate. I think that's going to fit in this die. Should have come down a little bit, but I think that should be fine. Yeah, that should be good. Okay, we're good. And I'm done with the Smoky Slate. Now, I want to show you a little flicking technique. Sorry, I got glue on my mat here. So what you do is with your Stampin' Right marker, you take it, right? Take off you want to use the brush tip, and then you're going to add a little bit of speckles, you're just gonna, here, let me zoom in for you so you can see that, and just flick and it'll add some speckles all over your card. Okay, when you're happy you can leave that alone. And then I'm going to do the same thing with my front sentiment. So this is another way to add speckles. Okay. Wipe that with my, because I got some on the outside. All right. So the other thing you can do is this particular stamp set, the Seaside Wishes, does have some sand. So I can also stamp on here with the sand. but I like the way that looks, so we're just going to leave it alone. All right, so now we can do some die cutting. And I think I'm done with the inks. Let me just wipe this surface just to make sure that I don't have, because it's a water-based, oh goodness gracious, let me just get some of this, my hand sanitizer, and wipe that clean. Because it's a water-based ink, it wipes off clean, and you don't need anything special. Although I did use hand sanitizer because I don't have a little bottle of water in here, but that's okay. All right. So this is done. We're going to put that aside. Let me get my cut and emboss machine. These. All right, so let us cut the happy birthday sentiment. I'm just going to put this, line this up, so, and then I'm going to tack it down with a post-it note because it is small, and with any luck, it'll come out correct. Let's try that. Yep, cut perfectly. And there you go. Gave it a nice little edge. I guess I forgot to zoom out. Hang on. Let me zoom out. I'm like really zoomed in over here. There we go. All right, so we'll put that aside. Now I want to take, I've already gone ahead and die cut and stamped my sand dollar and my starfish. I did one starfish in pecan pie, so I stamped it off before stamping on. And this is our new color, Basic Beige, which is very similar to Sahara Sand. It's a little bit lighter than Sahara Sand. Now my other star I did in Basic Beige on Basic Beige. I'll set those right there. All right, so now I've got my hybrid embossing folder. And where are my dies? So the way this works is we want to take these plates off. We don't need these plates because it's an embossing folder, so you want to use specialty plate number 4. I just want to show you how this works. So basically, if you're not sure how this works, is we're going to take the dies and I'll put them right here. Now I could have done this all in one pass, but I decided to just do it 2 different ways. So it clicks in, and then you can put your cardstock here, close it, or cardstock here, close this up, and then run it through your machine with the specialty plate number 4. I feel like I'm still zoomed in just a little bit too much. Let me go out just a little bit more. Okay, that should be good now. All right, so, but we're not die cutting because it's already die cut. So we're gonna put that aside. And I've got the piece that's already stamped. So I'm just going to lay it on here. And again, this is optional, but I kind of like how it gives it the little bit of dimension. So I'm just gonna close that up. Let's put this down here, and I'm lining it up right there, and then we'll close the top part, and we're going to run that through our cut and emboss machine. And then you'll have a little bit of texture to the sand dollar. Take that off. I don't know if you can see that, but it adds a little bit of texture to it. Looks really pretty. Take my word for it. Okay, there we go. All right, so we can start putting this card together now. All right, first what I want to do is I'm going to take my circle punch and I'm going to notch this piece here before we glue it down. So I'm looking for equal spacing, and this is just a 2-inch circle punch. So. And then I want to add a little bit of glue along the 2 edges, left and right. Don't add glue to the top or bottom. This piece will be the part where it holds the gift card. So we don't want to glue the bottom or the top. Hold that down for just a second. I'm going to do the same thing on this piece, just left and right, because this will tuck in. Okay, I'll press that down. Let me add this to the top. Again, I'm looking for spacing on the top, left and right. There will be more space here because this piece will sit right there, right above the score line, and it'll fold down. Again, equal spacing, top, left, and right, or as equal as I can get, but I use liquid glue, so I can just move it around just a little bit till I'm happy. Okay, then next, I'm gonna add glue just to the top here, and you could use seal if you want. But just to that top part, we wanna add a little glue. And again, you don't want to add too much because then it will ooze. So I am looking for that score line, and I want to go just above it. And I'm making sure I have equal spacing on the left and right. And I want to hold that down for a minute. Press it down. While that's gluing a little bit, I'm going to start adding these pieces to the front. I'm sorry, when it's setting, not gluing. It's already glued down. Okay, so I've already put glue dots here, and on this one here. Okay, we'll add this down. If I want to put dimensionals on here or just leave it flat. I might just leave this one flat. Okay, so I'll add a little liquid glue to the happy birthday banner or tag. And you could simply use, your trimmer to cut this out too. So I'm going to put this over to the right side a little. I did notice that the happy birthday is a little bit crooked, but that's okay. The recipient probably won't even notice. Then we're going to put the starfish right over here. And there's my other one. Okay, so I will add some dimensionals to my sand dollar. Just need 4. One on each end of the circle. So and we'll put this on the front of the card. So we'll just do something like that, right? And we'll add the one that I did in basic gray. I'm sorry, not basic gray, basic beige. We'll just put it right here. I've got the glue dot on there. All right, so let's tuck that in. So you're gonna have to fold it a little probably to get it tucked in there. Once you get it in though, it should be fine. And there you go. You can certainly add another reading or some sort of element to that inside piece, but that's how it closes. So it opens, you add your gift card, and I don't have one in here. But here, let me show you the other one. So this is the masculine version, right? Just using that Seaside Wishes and the Country Woods paper, it becomes a masculine card. Whereas this one I use Petunia Pop and Pretty in Pink and a little ribbon. So make a wish. I use that same stamp set, the Hooray for Surprises, and this will go right to the center here. And then we tuck that in like so. So there you go. Well, friends, thank you so much for stopping by today. If you have any questions or would like to place an order during the free shipping special, which is for one day, May 21st, 2024, on Tuesday, and it's from 12 a.m. Mountain Time to 11:59 p.m. Mountain Time, definitely check out my website. It's www.mariarobinson.stampin without the G up.net. The link will also be in the description below the video. Orders have to be more than $75 before shipping and tax. And thank you for stopping in. Have a great day. Enjoy your week. And until next time, bye-bye.